May 1940, Southern England. The air vibrates with the roar of engines. Sunlight flashes off silver wings. A Spitfire banks hard, trailing smoke. Flak bursts in the sky. The ground trembles. Every second counts. The fate of Britain hangs in the balance. How does a single fighter evolve to turn the tide of war when the enemy seems unstoppable? The Spitfire stands on the grass, its lines unmistakable. The elliptical wings catch the morning light, their shape both elegant and purposeful. This is not just a machine. It is a promise, a symbol of hope in the darkest hour. Designed by Reginald Mitchell, the Spitfire was never meant to be ordinary. Its name, born from heated debate in the design offices, now echoes through history. Some called for it to be named Shrew, others preferred Peregrine, but Mitchell's choice, Spitfire, captured the spirit of defiance the nation would soon need. The first of its kind, the Mark I, emerges in 1937, war looms. In the early days, the Spitfire's wing is a marvel, thin, curved, and demanding. It takes 3 times as many hours to build as its German rival, the Messerschmitt 109. The surface feels like the back of a fork, delicate yet strong. But beauty comes at a price. The guns must be splayed wide. Early cannons jam under the strain of high G-turns. Pilots fight for their lives, wrestling with both enemy and machine. Many do not return. The cost of innovation is measured in blood. The ailerons, covered in Irish linen, flex under pressure. Every control surface is shaped by hand, doped and molded for speed. The nose houses the heart of the beast, the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. At first it delivers 990 horsepower. With skilled hands and clever mechanics, that number climbs to 1,300. The engine's growl is unmistakable. It pulls the Spitfire into the sky, ready to meet the enemy head-on. Mechanics work through the night, coaxing every ounce of performance from the temperamental inline engine. Recognition markings appear. One wing painted white, the other black. A desperate attempt to prevent friendly fire. But the enemy learns quickly. The markings vanish as fast as they came. The Spitfire adapts. It must. War does not wait for perfection. Reginald Mitchell, the mind behind the machine, never sees the full legacy of his creation. Illness claims him at 42. He witnesses only the prototype's first flight in 1936, then disappears into failing health. The torch passes to Joe Smith, a brilliant engineer who guides the Spitfire through its many transformations. Smith understands what Mitchell built, not just a fighter, but a blueprint for endless improvement. From Mark I to Mark 24, the Spitfire changes, but its spirit endures. 1940, the Battle of Britain rages. Hurricanes and Spitfires, outnumbered and outgunned, rise to meet the Luftwaffe. Anti-aircraft guns thunder below. The German bombers come in waves, Henkels and Dorniers escorted by Messerschmitts. In the chaos, the Spitfire's agility and speed become legend. The elliptical wing slices through the air. The Merlin engine screams. Pilots push their machines to the limit. Every maneuver is a gamble. Every second, a fight for survival. Young men, some barely 20, perform miracles in the sky. They twist and turn, their Spitfires responding like living things. Time moves forward. The Mark V Spitfire arrives in 1941. The war has changed. So has the enemy. Kurt Tank's Focke-Wulf 190 enters the fray, outclassing the Mark V in most respects. Pilots report losing energy in climbs. The Spitfire must adapt again. Engineers clip the wingtips, sacrificing beauty for speed. The squared-off wings allow faster rolls, giving pilots a fighting chance. The engine grows stronger, 1,300, then 1,400 horsepower. Metal replaces fabric on the ailerons, but the rudder and elevator remain light and responsive. Countless test flights probe the limits of the design. The Mark V is not just a machine of war. It becomes a star, appearing in stories and on screens. But fame does not shield it from obsolescence. The enemy evolves. The Spitfire must keep pace. Production lines shift and adapt. Factories work around the clock to deliver improved variants. The Mark IX Spitfire takes shape at Castle Bromwich. The tail fin remains, a nod to its lineage. But beneath the skin, everything changes. Rolls-Royce introduces a two-speed, two-stage supercharged engine, the Merlin 61. Four blades spin at the nose. Twin radiators cool the beast within. Power surges to 1650, then 1700 horsepower. The Mark IX restores balance in the skies. Now, the Spitfire can meet the Focke-Wulf 190 on equal terms. The new engine breathes differently, delivering power exactly when the pilot needs it most. Pilots favor the Mark IX. Its longer nose, its power, its grace. Stories spread of chases through ship rigging over the channel, of duels at the edge of control high over occupied France. The Mark IX becomes a legend within a legend. Its silhouette, familiar yet refined, dominates the airfields. MH434, the most famous of them all, flies through history, its engine note a song of defiance. This particular aircraft, painted in invasion stripes, becomes so renowned that even German pilots recognize it. The war grinds on. New challenges arise. The Mark 21 appears, its power immense, but its handling heavy, like fitting a massive engine into a small car. The balance shifts. Straight-line speed soars to over 450 miles per hour, but maneuverability fades. The additional weight in the nose demands a heavier touch. The Mark 21 rarely sees combat. Only 121 are built before the war's end. The war is ending. The Spitfire's finest hour belongs to the Mark IX. In Hangar 2, the Mark 14 Spitfire waits. The Merlin engine has reached its limits. Rolls-Royce unveils the Griffon, a 36.9-liter 4F12, nearly 10 liters larger than its predecessor. This is no mere upgrade. It is a revolution. Over 2,000 horsepower surges through the airframe. A 5-bladed propeller claws at the sky. The Mark 14 is a new breed. Its German counterpart, the Focke-Wulf 190D model, matches it mile for mile. Both machines hurtle through the air at nearly 450 miles per hour. The limits of piston engine flight are reached. No amount of power can push them faster. Engineers understand they have arrived at the ceiling of what reciprocating engines can achieve. Specialized Spitfires emerge for other duties. The photographic reconnaissance variants, stripped of weapons, climb higher and faster than any fighter. Some scout enemy positions from 30,000 feet. Others drop bombs on critical targets. In 1944, Spitfire pilots hunt flying bombs, V-1 weapons screaming toward London, intercepting them before they can strike. The Royal Navy's Seafires launch from carriers, bringing the fight to the enemy's doorstep. The Spitfire adapts to every role, every challenge. It becomes not just a fighter, but a symbol of British versatility. The final chapter unfolds in 1945. The Mark 24 Spitfire stands as the culmination of a decade's evolution. Only 80 are built before the war ends. The Griffon engine dominates the nose, spinning a massive 5-bladed propeller in the opposite direction to the Merlin, a counter-rotation that reduces torque and improves handling. The wings, still elliptical, hide new strength. The tail grows larger, the rudder massive, countering the force of over 2,000 horsepower. Cannons bristle from the wings. The Mark 24 is a beast, sleek, powerful, unmistakable. It represents everything learned over 8 years of continuous warfare and development. VN 485, born in 1947, serves in Hong Kong before making its final flight in 1955. The jet age dawns, but the Spitfire's legacy endures. Its presence becomes historical. At Duxford, Spitfires from every era gather. Visitors walk among them, tracing the arc of history from the first Mark I to the last Mark 24. Each airframe tells a story. Each bears the mark of innovation, sacrifice, and hope. Some still fly, their engines singing the song of the Merlin, defying the decades. The Spitfire is more than metal and rivets. It is the sum of every hand that built it, every mind that shaped it, every pilot who trusted it with their life. Through war and peace, it remains a symbol of resilience, of ingenuity, of the unbreakable spirit of those who refuse to surrender. Factories in Southampton, Castle Bromwich, and Worthy Down produced 20,371 Spitfires, each one carried within it the determination of a nation fighting for survival. In the quiet after the engines fall silent, the Spitfire silhouette lingers in the mind. Its journey from the drawing board to the skies above Europe is a testament to what can be achieved when everything is at stake. The world has changed, but the legend endures. The Spitfire flies on, in memory, in history, in the hearts of all who see it. It remains, as it always was, a promise of hope in the darkest hour.